Welcome to the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. Whether inside or outside the loop, we are talking everything soccer in Houston. Y'all ready? Let's get it. Houston, welcome to another episode of the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. My name is Rudy Segura, and thank you for joining us tonight here. Beautiful Monday night, 9 o'clock. No, a little late all the time, but, we have to do what we got to do. But I'm not alone today. I am joined by my co-host, Cristian Potelia's brother. Welcome to the show.
I hope we had this is the time I wish we had a soundboard so you could play like fans because we have reached 500 subscribers on the YouTube channel, and that's a great accomplishment for us, in my personal opinion. But yeah, I'm happy because of that, and I think we're gonna keep growing. We're gonna keep going. We hit 1,000 on the Instagram, and I think we're just kind of flying through that. Also, we're about to get to the 1,100, so I'm excited. But yeah, happy to be back. We didn't lose, so I'm happy to be back
in a good mood, I guess. Yeah, right? Yeah. No, it's all compound
things. Yeah,
compound interest here, Chris. It's finally catching up, man.
Glass half full today.
I was looking at all the, especially all the work that we do. Obviously, it's funny because when we started with Dynamo Theory, you and myself, it was just articles, and we pitched the idea about hey man, let's start a podcast or let's start doing videos, and it just kind of has worked and progressed into. I feel like we do way more interviews and way more just videos in general. I mean, you see Hefe, Dustin Richardson interviewing basically the entire Houston
city,
Houston soccer community. So it's pretty cool to be able to put people on the map that deserve it. Obviously, we won't ever do it justice just because there are so many different programs and organizations here in the city that do a very good work. But Dustin was of the mind of man, we need to at least talk to the college. And obviously, there's an interview out there with the University of Houston women's soccer coach. Another one popped up of Houston Christian University with a coach on the men's side and a player. And then I believe Dustin also interviewed them, and that'll pop up soon here. Interviews with the women's side of HCU. And I mean, we're pushing, man, maybe get St. Thomas, get Rise, just so people get to know that soccer is really deep. Too bad we can't get San Jag, man. San Jag used to be a legit powerhouse when it came to community college. Francisco Calvo came through there. There's a bunch of guys actually. Rodrigo Segura, he was decent. But yes, sad that kind of went away. But we're not alone. Wow. Talking about videos and content, obviously, we've recently signed a fantastic DP number 10. She's been doing a fantastic job. You guys have probably see a reporter and come ask you whether the team is losing, doing great, or doing bad. I mean, we want to know. We want to know what your feelings are towards that match, pre-game, post-game. But joining us is Madeline Stewart. How are you, Madeline?
Hey, good.
Yeah, so I guess just to introduce you quickly, obviously you joined us not too long ago. We had been wanting ourselves, I mean, I talk about in the beginning of Bayou City Soccer, Christian and I were out there trying to talk to the community, try to do the same thing, but it's we just couldn't do everything. And no, it's
we tried.
No, and our scouting department did a fantastic job, and we saw a very vocal Houston Dynamo fan, and we're like, hey, this is the perfect way to get into getting to talk more with the fans. Obviously, Christian and myself, we always hanged out with the supporters groups because we understand they're the definition of diehards. Not that there's not everywhere else for sure, but there's the difference, right? I think it's and you can tell us your perspective, but when a team wins, you're ecstatic. When a team loses, it tends to ruin your whole week, doesn't it, Madeline?
Yes, and you can tell a lot of the fans get very negative if there aren't 3 points. Even after this game, 1 point, they very negative. It can be extreme both ways.
Yeah, and so whenever we reached out to you, and the fact of the matter was like,
The
look,
chat.
we bleed orange, right? We bleed orange. We yeah. Thanks, Fire. Well, um, at least one discussion department's doing good. So and I told you, I'm like, look, you'll find out really quickly, especially because now you're part of like our chat group and our Discord group, and it's like you'll find out really fast that we bleed orange, but we try to do our best to keep everybody sane and leveled. And it's okay, right? We understand that when the team is not doing good, the fans have every reason and every right to put pressure on the team, and they should. And granted, some are crazier than others, and the things that they want. But hey, let your boys be heard. Let your voice be heard. Christian, wouldn't you agree?
I mean, yeah, I'm the first. I mean, I was literally right now. I was going through some old stuff, and I started podcasting about the Dynamo in 2019. So probably one of the darkest times after after that U.S. Open Cup, and we weren't good at all, and it was basically just rants about how he sucked. And so yeah, I completely understand how it feels to be bad, or like to have a terrible team and rant about it, and hating everybody. We still had Matt Jordan. I don't think Madeline had went through the Matt Jordan era.
And it's okay. We
Yeah,
don't we don't we
we don't
don't
wish
wish
that
that
upon
upon them.
anybody.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
let's just say things were worse, and
Yeah.
yeah, we're
And
spoiled now. So
that's how we made it through, right? Because you're right. When you talking about trying to bring information during the worst time of a team, and you
yeah,
felt like we were talking about the same thing over and over. And not that we don't now, right? Because I feel that there is a little bit of that, especially this season. But it was like just hitting your head on the wall every
3
single
buckets,
time.
Jordan.
And yeah, so it's
Yeah.
it's funny that it happened. But Madeline, you're going to be joining us the entire show. So hopefully we don't scare you away. Hopefully you become more of a frequent guest. I know Joey said he was going to join, but look at Joey. He's been disappearing. So
Planning a world tour. He's a busy
dude,
man. We
he's
understand
legit.
him.
He's
So
legit.
he's still
But
around.
let's go ahead and get started. I guess we'll talk Austin, and you were there. Obviously, there's that content that you did a fantastic job with, just clips. And okay, first of all, I'm gonna ask you this: are you part of the Texan Army, or are
Yes.
you okay? The guy that did that speech, man, I was ready to I don't know, go through a wall. I don't know how you felt,
Can he
Chris.
be the captain of the
Dude.
Dynamo, bro?
That
At this
was
point,
I like felt it. I was like, all right, I'm ready. Like I'm watching at home, and I was pumped. It
Yeah.
was he did a really good job. I don't think I've seen him before. Myself, I had seen a few of the Texian Army people before the president went out, but man, I was ready. I was pumped. So before we get too far into that, Chris, just tell the people how they can connect with us and all that mumbo jumbo, man.
yes. So the website is BayouCitySoccer.net. You can catch us there, catch all the articles that we're doing, all the conversations that we are having with everybody around the city. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Bayou City Soccer. And yeah, Bayou City Soccer on everything: X, Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky. You can check us out there. You can buy us a coffee if you like. A little donation goes a long way for us to do all these things that we want to do. Soon enough, we're going to be actually doing a live show at We Got Soccer. So you guys stay tuned for that. We're going to drop the date soon. So we're going to be doing a live taping so you guys can show up, be there, be part of the show, be part of the squad. And yeah, BayouCitySoccer.net, where Houston soccer lives.
Man, fantastic job with that. But all right, let's get to it. Have some slides for everybody that is watching us live, watching us on YouTube, X, and of course, if you get to catch this the next day, feel free to always watch the live recordings on YouTube, or if you're a podcaster like myself, man, listen to the podcast. Where's your head gear, Houston gear, Chris? Yeah, he's
Dang.
lacking a little bit.
Hold
I
on,
don't
hold on,
have
hold on,
anything.
hold
I
on.
just have Bayou City Soccer stuff. Oh, there he goes. There's the hat. There you go. There, he got it. He got it.
There you go.
He was well represented in his heart.
In the
But
heart.
all right, Dynamo News here. This is the game. I completely skipped over the last match of the Leagues Cup. We kind of knew it was going to end up kind of
No,
tragic for the Dynamo. So, we're not going to talk losses anymore. That tournament is
it's in the past.
it's in the past. It's gone. We completely
What
going to have
what's
to
the
race
Leagues
it.
Cup?
Who knows? Who knows? The only thing I will say from our predictions, I'm the only one that is still alive. I had it here. I think I'll just go through it. So before League Cup started, we had Edson, Cesar Procel, of course, and Chris. Kind of talk about the game. Chris, you said San Diego, they're out.
No, I said Seattle.
No, you had San Diego,
I had
man.
San Diego. Okay,
All right.
never mind.
I'm
I'll
telling
take
you,
it back.
I
I'll take
wrote it down. I wrote
I'll
it down.
take it back.
Cesar put Cruz Azul. We know how that went. Edson
7-0.
had LAFC, and myself, I put Inter Miami. I do remember Madeline gave me a comment that I was like, really, man, what are you doing there? But I don't know. It just felt like if they don't win it, they get gifted. So it's either or, but it was going to be a positive result. But anyways, Leagues Cup is in the past year in Houston. Disappointing results. Obviously, 3 home games, 3 home losses.
Eight goals against, 1-4. I think it was.
I think, dude, do you have to continue to rub salt on the
I
wound here?
just heard it today, so it just stuck in my heart because I was like 3 games at home. They scored 8 on you, and you only scored 1, and it was a PK. Jesus, was it a PK? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was because
I-
Basi, I think, scored it. It was
blocked
against.
I blocked everything
Oh.
of that cup out of my memory, bro.
But well, obviously, Madeline, you were there. You tried to talk to people that last game. Not a lot of response. I guess just your final thoughts on this League Scouts matchup. Do you enjoy seeing games against Liga MX in general? Obviously, not the best result for the Dynamo, but overall, do you keep up with other games around the league?
Yeah, I watched it a lot. I feel like last season I wasn't like I just thought it was a stupid competition, but this season with the new format, I liked it a lot more. And so, Dynamo wise, I'm still not as mad as other fans are. Like we knew it wasn't going to go great going into Leagues Cup. Obviously, like Mazatlan was the only one we could really see a result out of, and that didn't happen. But besides that, I like the competition.
Here, I have a question. I think everybody wants to know who is your favorite Mexican team?
Mexican team?
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's
don't
a tough
know.
question.
None of them. I
Good.
don't pay attention to money.
That
Good
that
answer,
answer
good
is better
answer.
than other answers.
Yeah.
We may have to kick you out if you would have said one that I didn't like, type of thing. Who would have known? But no, yeah. The ferment itself was good. I think that it made it interesting. The only bad thing is that a lot of people by the third match already were out. So that's the only bad thing,
Yeah.
right? So they may have to do another rebranding of the tournament, kind of rethink it. But I definitely enjoy the fact that you're playing, Liga MX teams and getting that in competition because, yeah, I mean, everybody kind of saw it on paper. You're like, you're going to lose against Tigres. You're probably going to lose against Pachuca. Mazatlan looked like the easier on paper, but Mazatlan did a fantastic job. And it makes you to believe how even the smaller teams, quote unquote, have some pretty good players. And why can't the team in orange do that? But, what do we do?
Too much.
What do we do? Yeah. Somebody said arriba las Chivas. We are Chivas hermanos here.
Whack.
That's my Mexican team.
Whack.
There's another comment says Madeline was brave out there talking to the fans. Those fans sounded so depressed. They did.
They were so bad. Like so many. I was like, can you do an interview? No.
Yeah, right. Especially from the very first one you did. Everybody was so hyped and like believing that they were going to destroy Tigres 4-0 and all this crazy results. And you're like, okay. See, I think you're in denial. That's why you're depressed because you thought that they were going to beat Tigres 4-0. That's where you kind of got everything wrong. But again, moving along to the game this weekend, interesting match. Obviously, second half of a comeback for Houston, going down 2-0. It was a Houston that we kind of continue to see, right? It was a team that overall tried to keep possession, try to build up, but it just the goals that they got scored on were goals that they just continue to give up. I can't remember if it was the first goal. Was the first goal the one that Bond parried to the middle of the field, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. that right there, it was a bad play in my perspective of like Bond of a goalkeeper. Either you try to parry it completely away or hold on to it. Does neither,
Wait,
leaves it
you're
right in
talking
front.
about the Elia goal?
Yes, yes.
I mean, me personally, I don't think there's nothing he could have done on
No,
that
no,
one.
no. I'm telling you, if we would have asked Rodrigo or a goalkeeper, Edson probably. I know
No,
he's
because
in
it
here.
was a header from the 6 yard line.
Yeah, but
I
when
sound
you
like
try to
Billy.
make content, when you try to make contact with that ball, you always try to parry it to away. You know,
Well, yeah.
but and that's what I'm saying. It was just left, right in the middle.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna blame Bond completely in the sense of like he's done it in the past. I'm not gonna use that because I don't feel that that's correct. But many times it seems like when he makes a save, the ball just gets stranded in the middle of the field for somebody to knock it in, and it goes for the players as well because nobody really, you know, goes and tries to.
Barlow was the one that I think they had some men positioned at like what's it called? Not men marking when they do like position marking or whatever, or
Mhm.
like whatever. But the point is that Barlow was supposed to be right in front of Bono, or at least in that space, and then he went for the ball and he completely missed. And that's when Elie basically walked in. He was like, "Hey guys, I'm right here, headed." Bond just basically reacted to it because it was a point blank like shot,
Yeah,
and then he got his own rebound. So
I completely forgot that I do have the highlights, so we
yeah,
can post that on
let's
here
look at it.
too.
Yeah, it's not. I'm with Edson on the chat. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not his fault.
Okay,
There's nothing he could have done. It was a point blank shot.
leave it at that.
But we'll see. We'll see.
The lineup here, I think is probably
That's a
the
great
best
picture.
lineup. I know you can see Madeline. I can see her right there in that corner.
Yeah, right over there. Yeah.
Right in that tiny little orange.
It looks so
area.
orange. It's crazy how that it's
That
very
corner.
orange. Like there's no seats.
Madeline,
Yeah, it was packed.
how many people were there in that section, you think?
They said 138 was the official count. That's like the most Austin would give us, I think. I think we maxed out what Austin would officially give us.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that a pretty good showing. I mean, what, 2 buses or just one bus?
One bus.
One bus, yeah. The lineup again, going back to it, I feel like overall is probably your best shot. The center back position, as we've kind of talked about, I mean, every single game, every single week, just about that being probably the weakest link. It's
Crazy.
proven again, right? You go down to 0, you make a change in the middle of halftime, you bring the veteran Antonio Carlos, who did a really good job. So let me see if I can put the highlights up here, Chris, Madeline, and y'all can kind of talk through it. I'm gonna try it a different way, see if it'll let me share that screen. Let's give it a go here. Let me see if y'all can see.
I remember I went to the first away game and it was.
Can you see it here?
Similar. Yeah.
All right, let me play. See if it doesn't. Let's see.
El Volumen.
You want it higher?
No, I don't hear it at all, but you can probably hear it on your side.
Yeah, probably.
But the Dynamo started the first few minutes. They started pretty strong. I mean, a couple shots on goal. Kind of not setting the tempo per se, but they at least attempted to. But then after midway through the first half, they just kind of not let off the gas. But Austin obviously being at home, I think they made that fall. See, look. I mean,
yeah, someone should have marked him.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I've seen those saves before that either it's very
are you able to slow that
close
down
to his body.
chance?
I feel like he could have like either hold on to it. I know it's difficult, then parry it away.
There it
They
is.
always showed you about your angles, and it gets tossed right in the middle.
It's hard.
And even if you would have tossed it to the other end, there was 2 guys in there that could have poached it in.
Either way, I think an Austin player wouldn't got to the ball first before a Dynamo player. See Barlow, he just left his spot.
Yep.
Yeah, there's that wide open space right there.
And then Elia, he was like on top of the box to basically take a shot or like wait for a rebound, but he saw the ball coming and he was like, "This is my chance."
That play was really good by Austin's player, and I feel that, to be honest, Felipe did everything right. And that ball honestly looked like it could have sneaked out, but it didn't.
It's funny that right 30 seconds before that, in my head, I was like, man, Felipe had a really good game, and then
Yeah.
that happened.
Yes.
He wasn't able to contain the player there, and I was like,
I
damn,
mean,
just when I was about to say something.
I'm telling Carlos Antonio came in and
That one was
Antonio Carlos, sorry, came in and he you could see he's good, right? He automatically a bump over Bartlow.
Yeah.
All that experience.
That was going to be a really good goal here.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
That's a good pass.
One thing, look, 70 minutes in, it's 2-0. It would have been easy for the team to just give up, like we've seen in the past. I know, Chris, we talked about like Ben Olsen's team tends to always fight.
Yeah.
But usually if they go down and they go down by a lot, like anybody, right? You start getting frustrated, you quit.
It was, I think it also not helps, but it does help that the fact that it's a derby. So I think it gives you a little extra, and especially having, away fans, seeing so many people kind of, repping you or supporting you, even though you're away. I think the Dynamo they had a better time going away. I think it's easier when you go play away, because the factor of everybody going against you kind of gives you a little extra, like, I want to shut everybody up type thing. Or at least that's how I feel. But then when you have that and you have guys that support you, I think it also gives you a little extra something. So
this
I'm
foul
glad that
here,
they fought.
It's definitely a foul, but man, I think just a little bit more embellishment and Ortiz probably would have been given a dive. He was just so late. Such a very good clean kick.
And no, I also have an unpopular opinion about Jack McGlynn, but we'll leave that towards the end.
A lot of people are mad this penalty was called for Dynamo, but like Dynamo fans are mad that it was called for them.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Bro, that save right there, that boy Bond.
Yeah.
That was literally going in, and he barely, I don't know what he did on that. He punched it all weird.
Yeah, that's the one that his hand.
That one was good too.
There was one that his hands like got all messed up and missed.
The other one that he got shot in the face.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah,
the one with the hand, which is weird because goalkeepers tend to go with both hands, both fists, and he only went with one.
Yeah.
This was such an ugly goal, but you take those. You take those. It looked like that ball was going wide, and Austin redirects it completely. Yeah. That ball was going out.
Yeah, because the goalkeeper was going for it too. He was going the same side.
Dude, this was so bad that why does a free kick right there in the last minute?
That's so terrible. Bro, retire, bro. At that point, he has to go home. All right, let me give you my unpopular opinion about McGlynn. I know that I actually have two. I thought about a second one too. So the first one, I'm going to talk directly to Dustin and to Joey. And I know that they can't defend themselves right now. So I'm just going to say it. They'll hear it later.
Those are the best ones, man. Just punch away.
If you guys wanted to, answer, then you guys could have been here. But no, I know they're busy. The first opinion about McGlynn, they talked about McGlynn being pushed back to whenever, Brooklyn went out and then he got pushed back. And Joey basically said, oh, look, the fact that he got pushed back means that he plays better. I don't think it made a difference, in my opinion. Like there was nothing there of substance that said that McGlynn was playing bad and then he played good. The first goal came of a penalty. That's a giant boost for any player, especially in the minute 80 when you're down 2-0, you score a penalty. Obviously, you're going to want to, create or get better as the game progresses because you're so close to a tying goal. McGlynn for 80 minutes wasn't around. I didn't see him. He wasn't a player that, I don't know, maybe he had good passes. I know Joey's going to say, he probably had 10 progressive passes and stuff like that. And I'll give it to him because I didn't count him. But to me, Jack McGlynn was
he hit
lost
54 out of 59 passes. So 92% accuracy.
A lot of people, but I can give a pass too. So,
Yeah, you pass back to the goalie, man. That's
what I'm saying. But I'm not saying he didn't play bad. I'm just saying I'm not saying he played good or bad. I'm just saying that he just was there. He was just another player. He wasn't a difference maker until he scored the penalty. And then, obviously, we said he got lucky with the goal. Obviously, a goal's a goal. So I'll take it as a Dynamo fan. But to me, he was unexistent. Is that a word? I don't know. Inexistent? Whatever.
We'll take it.
So. Yeah, we'll take it. But he wasn't there, and then he just appeared and in the 80th minute, and then he scored 2 goals. And that is going to go. I'm not I don't want to fight with Joey when it
Hey,
comes to
do you
like
guys like the picture I posted about it,
yeah,
Lil?
terrible. I don't want to argue about Joey about the positioning of McGlynn, because I also think maybe that is a better position now, the way that I see it, that Arthur kind of plays behind him and he's pushed more forward. I feel like earlier in the season, whenever he played that position, he was way back, and now he's way forward. And maybe that's my perception, but he can correct me on that. But yeah, I don't know. McGlynn was lost. He appeared. He scored 2 goals. I'm glad he appeared. He scored 2 goals. My divination will be about McGlynn, and we'll talk about it later when it comes to it. But I just wanted to say that. I know maybe a lot of people will like McGlynn. Maybe people don't. But I like McGlynn when he shows up. But then the question is, when will McGlynn show up type thing. So
Yeah, even for the US, he's like that. And I mean, like, I like McGlynn too, but all season it's like a non existent until a set piece or a goal. Then you notice him. But
and
until then,
and that's the thing about those players, right? I mean, sometimes they are players that are for those specific reasons, and that's the that's why you keep them around. So I'm not saying we got to take him out. I think he should play every single game at every single minute, but I think we're overhyping him in the sense that, well, I mean, and I think we knew, right? He's not going to be our savior off the bat, but we need to calm down. And he scored 2 goals, but saying that,
And it's hard to compare them because obviously,
I'm not trying
for
to hate on McGlynn, by the way.
no, because I was gonna say, because even if you could, Madeline mentions like the U.S. national team. I mean, a guy that you can compare him to just age-wise is Diego Luna, right? How he's a different player. He's an attacking player. He's a guy that wants the ball at his feet. With the national team, with RSL. I believe he got red carded though the last game.
yeah,
That's
not
awful.
not a good red card
Yeah,
either.
and so, but the type of players, they're a little different. I think McGlynn, he wants the ball at his feet, but I don't know if he's vocal enough to ask for it when he really needs that ball. I think what really changed the game was, apart from McGlynn being pushed into that central piece, it was bringing in a guy like Antonio Carlos, because he was able, literally just plugged in for Barlow, and you can just see the composure in the backfield from the get-go. Ortiz was still out there kicking cans at times,
He had a
and
good
just
block, but yeah,
yeah,
he's
but
not
many
consistent
many
either.
yeah, exactly. Many times he doesn't know what to do with that ball at his feet, and that's what's scary, because we're used to even Mikael having, sometimes not knowing exactly in the beginning when he was, with the team. Eventually, he found obviously his feet, pun intended. Um, but he was able to do a better job understanding when he needed to clear it, when he could dribble, when he could pass back. And I don't think Ortiz is there yet. And it's kind of disappointing, being that he's obviously older and more experienced than Mikael was at this time. And it goes back to, talking in the future episodes of, again, going through the players that are probably not going to be with the team next year. And if, for me, I don't know why would you bring him in. It'd be an expensive buy, and I don't think he's really worth that. But um, that'll be a different episode. But let's go ahead and touch on the standout and letdown. Christian, go for
No,
it,
and,
man.
and lastly, because if McGlynn plays in that position that Brooklyn plays, where does Brooklyn play? That's also like another question that we would have to answer if McGlynn pushes back. Also, Holmes is 1,000 times better than Bossy.
Yes.
Bossy, unfortunately, he fell off, or I guess we could say he is becoming where Rudy think he is, and Holmes has. I mean, he picked up where Bossy basically dropped off,
Yeah.
and he's running with it. So it's good for competition, but also I think we're seeing.
Since you brought him in, I'm gonna go ahead and plug it. We're gonna be talking to Dwayne Holmes actually,
Hey.
probably tomorrow, so you guys will hear that interview drop in our social medias, in our platforms, whether it be YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that good stuff. But no, I agree. And one thing that I really want to ask him is just how frustrating it was to arrive to the team being injured, having to do the whole rehab. And he took forever to get minutes, but now that he has minutes, I mean, the guy, it's a baller, right? I mean, I think they have him as a wing back, if I'm not mistaken, like a right wing back, and you can definitely tell that, like, that's the description that you see whenever you Google him. But the guy can play anywhere on the field, so it's nice. He's been honestly one of the guys that are starting to kind of click for the team, and hopefully, as you know, the next 9 games there are left, everybody else does that and kind of help that playoff push. But go ahead and get into the standout and letdown. I think the letdown for me is easy. Ethan Barlow. I mean, yeah, whenever you are not doing what you need to be doing and they pull you as a center back at halftime, then you're automatically the letdown for me. I mean, one thing that you never change is your center back pairing. I mean, that's usually a death sentence in a game. And for him to be out and then for a newbie to the team come in and do a better job, I think that tells a lot. I don't know about you guys. Feel free to give a different letdown if you have it. Chris, Madeline, whoever wants to go first.
Matt, if you have anything, go for it.
Ponce started, right?
Dang, she stole mine. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. I like a lot of people like Ponce, but I just haven't gotten to like him a lot this season. Honestly, I think, especially for the price that he's getting paid, he's not performing how he should be. So Ponce is going to be mine until he can step up and score goals.
Yeah, go ahead and elaborate, Chris. What were you going to pick him? Anything that she didn't mention?
Well, yeah, and as earlier in the show, I went after Dustin and Joey. I'm gonna go ahead and give them the benefit, not the benefit of the doubt, but I will stand with them because they Dustin was basically talking about how bad Ponce played basically, and I didn't watch the game Saturday, so I watched it this morning, and yes, I completely agree. I was trying to defend Ponce, right, because I didn't watch the game, so I was just basically trying to defend him of a 15-second clip, which I didn't think he was at fault. But then after watching the 60-some minutes that he played, yeah, he was pretty inconsistent, and honestly, he seemed like lethargic.
Yes.
I can't really.
Nice word, man. Look at you.
Good job. Dictionary, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, damn.
That's funny because I'm kind of with you. I want to always defend Ponce because I feel he does all the good
he
things.
Hustles.
Yeah, well, he does everything that is asked of him, right? Whether it be defending, whether it be because a lot of the times he gets stuck in an island and he can't score by himself. But in this game in particular, I don't know if it was like the fitness aspect of it. Obviously, he was injured for a little bit. This is the first time last time he came in as a substitute for the Mazatlan game. He had an opportunity in front of goal in that game, and it was a whiff. Same thing in here. He didn't really have that. So I don't know. I don't necessarily are fully against Ponce's play style, but if I would agree with you guys, this game definitely. I think Ponce could be one of the big letdowns in this match.
I blame Edson too. And the reason I blame Edson is because he has put in my head that Ponce might be leaving. So now I think so last week we basically defended Ponce for like 10 minutes. And now we're at a spot where we're like, well, if you're leaving, just leave, bro.
Yeah.
Thing.
So, we haven't really talked about that, but there's rumors out there that they're shopping him to Monterrey, supposedly. This is no true source.
According to my sources.
Yeah. A cousin of a cousin of a cousin of a cousin type of thing. But could be true. I mean, Ponce, it's a guy that, again, I think he just needs to be surrounded or supported better. And it's not there yet right now for the Dynamo.
And then also, I think, props to Joey, too. He also mentioned the fact that Ponce is kind of like a journeyman in a way. He never really settled in a place. He played a few years here, a few years there. He did decent. He never did bad, per se. But he's,
and he always played in really bad teams.
He's a glorified Urruti.
Yeah.
Like
that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good. And then as far as standout, I think McGlynn, just because of the goals. And I mean, obviously he bumped it up. I don't think
McGlynn the last 10 minutes, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because even Bond had obviously like a couple
Bond
of things,
kept the team in the game.
That's true.
The last 10 minutes too.
Yeah, so out of those two guys, I think that's probably the better players.
I had Andrade too. Andrade had a really good first half.
And I was gonna say the substitutes. I feel like Lawrence and Ali came in and did did pretty well. Obviously, gets an assist. Antonio Carlos comes in and does a good job. But McGlynn, just because he played the entire game and had the 2 goals, for me that would be my send out. Anybody else that you guys are thinking they want to include? Madeline? I know we mentioned a bunch of guys, but
Yeah, yeah.
if it's not McGlynn, who would you put up there as your standout then?
Maybe Holmes. Did he
No.
start?
He didn't. No, did he?
He did.
No.
He did.
He
He
did?
did? Yeah,
He was
yeah,
subbed
he was
off
good.
in
He's
the
always good.
70th minute. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always good on the side, so fat, and he does the progressive. A lot of people they keep passing back. That's the frustration I hear with fans so often. Back to the goalkeeper, back to Bond, back to Bond, and Dwayne is one that can move up.
Yeah, I like him. He's fun. He's fun to watch for sure.
Yeah.
Christian,
And
anything
I'm
else?
gonna keep on
You good?
Andrade.
All right, let's go with that.
Andrade is my standout.
Yeah, and I think the biggest takeaway from this game was just, and we talked about it a little bit already. And Chris, you may be right. You know, being the rivalry, being that there was a lot of fans out there, the team just showed some freaking life, right? I mean, they just did a good job of not quitting. They could again, they could easily like tucked in their tail and wanted to go home and just kind of park the bus, but no, they kept doing their thing. They kept trying to keep possession. They kept trying to create those opportunities. And whether the penalty was supposed to be given or not, it was. Whether that shot by McGlynn was going out, but it got deflected and went in, who cares?
Yeah.
You take, right? Sometimes you do need that little luck. But Madeline, you were there. You were part of that supporter section that we saw in that picture. Tell us a little bit of that. Was that your first road trip? The first time you go to Q2? Tell us,
Yeah.
First
your
rodeo?
experience. Will
Um,
you do it again?
Before
Yeah.
she starts talking, let me just remind everybody on the chat. Put a thumbs up on the damn thing. There's only 3 and there's 9 of us watching. Come on, guys. All right, it's all yours. The floor is yours.
Yeah, it was my first time at Q2 for Dynamo. I went to the MLS All-Star Challenge, so that was my first time at Q2, but then this was the second time. And it was crazy. Like just like it is at home, it felt even like it even felt more intense because we were so small. You're not separated into the 4 sections. It was just that one, and it was crazy. And then I felt bad. Some of the Austin fans, they didn't know they were like getting a section with us, and so they walked in and they were like, "Oh my god!" and they were so mad. And even when we were down 2-0, the fans were like arguing, and Dynamo fans were just like pouring their hearts out. So I think Jack in one of the interviews, he was like, they were cheering us on even when we were losing. And I went and listened to the game, and like you can hear us, like our tiny little section over the big Austin crowd. And so it felt loud there, but it just like the energy was so high. And there were like spurts of Dynamo fans throughout the stadium, but like that one section, there were like Dynamo fans trying to sneak up in, but we had so much Austin security around us that they weren't letting like the extra Dynamo fans in. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it looked fun. I the only time that I've gone and been part of the supporter group was a Dallas game, and that one, I think when we went, it was 2 or 3 buses, so it was a bigger crowd, bigger section. This still was right after, I think it's 2019. Chris, that's when we went. 2019, right?
No,
I think it
no,
was
no.
2019
No.
that we went
Was
to that
it?
game. Yes, yeah, it was
I can't remember.
2019. It was
I don't know.
2019. Not thinking about it. So obviously there was a big hype with the Dynamo had just won a U.S. Open Cup, their first one. They tend to travel very well. I believe in 2019 Austin didn't exist, so that would make a lot of
Yeah.
sense too. Why there was way more people going to that game, and I believe it was an early game. I think it was like a 3 or 5 p.m. game. So it was a good atmosphere. It is funny because obviously in this case you get it feels like a win, right? You're
Yeah.
down 2-0, you tie the game up in the last minutes of the match. It feels like a win. The away fans, in this case from Houston, obviously go home happy. I'm sure everybody in the bus either was really tired, was able to take a nap, and weren't really angry at everything. I heard a few fans get interviewed and saying how, we should have won this game. It's like, you're down to 0.
Yes.
Like just be a little realistic, like in that sense. Like they showed some fight. They were able to get back in it. Yeah, I mean, you want to win every single game, but come on. And I just what I told you, and I don't know if you were still there, and I was like, man, I can hear the "Forever We're Orange" chant, and I thought that was really dope. I thought
Yeah.
that it echoed really loud. I'm assuming if probably by then the game was already tied to 2-2 when that was kind of happening, but it was really cool just to, like you said, that section being so kind of so small in comparison to what Austin has. I mean, they have this giant green
Yeah.
wall, right? And I know that Austin and Dallas, they don't let the supporters group bring like any kind of
Mm-mm. Nothing.
noise making things, like whether it be drums, whether it be anything. And so that's a shame because when they come to Houston, they let them do it whatever the heck they want. And I know that's the big issue that supporters groups, like El Batallon, Surge, Section Army have. And a part as well that they always put them in the shade, and there's
They're
just a lot of
fixing
issues.
that. That's getting fixed. They're putting
Yeah.
them out in the weather now.
Good. You know what? Do it. Make it, put a sprinkler system. It doesn't matter if it's raining or not. Just put a sprinkler system up there. Let them suffer a little bit. But no,
Actually, a
it's
sprinkler system seems kind of badass in
right.
this heat.
I mean, yeah. It'd be great for the first 5 minutes, and then you just get tired of it.
Soaked. Yeah.
But no, I think those games are fantastic if you're able to go, and even if you're not a part of a supporter group, I highly recommend going at least once and
Yeah.
being part of that group. I know that there's always a bad rep when you're going with supporter group, just because there's the rowdy guys, there's the one throwing water, there's the one celebrating loud. They never sit down, they're just making so much noise. But I think if you are into the soccer culture, you just have to try it. It may not, and you can sit here and complain with Chris how it's not Boca and all, that there's levels to
I
this,
don't
right,
complain.
Chris?
I love it.
There's levels to this,
Yeah, there's
but get in there, right? Like
yeah.
you have to kind of give it a try. I don't know. I think even if you do it once, that seeing people kind of like chant and sing like 90 minutes, it creates a whole different passion, if I'm not mistaken, Chris, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, I love it. I mean, I been around soccer's my whole life, and especially taking the trip that I took this year to Nashville. I was just thinking next year we should all go to Dallas and Austin, and then
Yep.
here live. I will say that I will make our own flag so we can take and we can have our own trapo to support the Dynamo, because there's nothing better than being at home is it's awesome, being your own people with your own stadium, but traveling to an unknown land where everybody hates you, it feels so good.
Oh,
Especially
walking
when
in,
you're
it was fun. There
especially when you're louder than them.
Yeah, especially. But like
Yeah.
walking in, like all the Austin fans, because we had security around us, they
Yeah.
were not letting us do anything.
Yeah.
And so then, like, even the Austin security is like, oh my God, like they're going
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Just in
You're
our
you
tunnel.
you are definitely like the bad guy that when you're
Yeah.
Yes.
walking in. I'll tell you guys, like, in the Chris knows this. So like in 2019, I decided to go to Philadelphia, right? Philadelphia, one of the, just in general, right? They're hardcore fans.
Yeah.
And we know all the history, and all the leagues and all the sports. They're just crazy. And so
The
I
nicest people.
decided to go with my wife, and at the time my like not even a year old kid. And it was great, but I said in it, like literally everything. There was actually some guys, I think Manny from El Batallon and a few guys were there, but I mean, if it was maybe 10 of them, it's a lot, and they were on the opposite side of where we sit. But I mean, being in a sea of like nothing but Philadelphia, and like right away, they're first of all they're looking at you weird, and if it wasn't, and there was a guy that just he was pretty close to our seats, and he was like, man. He was so funny. He was like, man, if it wasn't for that little boy and your wife, I would be talking so much crap to you. Like, but it was fun because like whenever you go to places like that, it's hostile because those guys, they love their teams and they show up and they, are fill up their stadium pretty much every single game. And also the time that the Dynamo was happening, you kind of knew you were going to lose, right? Like you knew that it wasn't going to be a good result. So,
You went
you
there for
just
the
went in,
vibes.
you were there for the vibes and to kind of check it off your list of a stadium that you visited type of thing. And so, but no, overall, it was still like a good environment, but I could definitely see it be very hostile depending on the vibe they bring in. Maybe my son was my shield at that point, right? And my wife, and that's terrible to
It's
say,
just funny.
but and because I think at that one time the Dynamo did tie it up. I think it was 1-1 at one point, and it's like, you're trying to celebrate it, but then you look around and you're like, yep, maybe not today, man, maybe not today. And but that's how it goes. I'm a big fan of it, and I'm kind of glad that you're still able to do it here, right, in the States, because other places, South America, Europe, traveling is not a thing really, and if it is like extremely tight security for sure, man. If for some reason you buy a ticket in the wrong seat, you may not go home and eat your noodles that night. So
Your noodles.
that plate is gonna be cold by the time you make it out there, guys. But yeah, so it looked like you had a fantastic experience. Highly recommended. I'm assuming you're probably
Yeah.
gonna do the Dallas one next, or what are you
Yes.
thinking?
Yeah, I want to do Dallas too.
Good.
Dallas is fun. It's going to like a high school stadium, but yeah, it's fun.
They're fixing it. It's a little tighter, but next time I go, I definitely want to go to the Hall of Fame thing, because I've gone a couple times and I've never actually gone to the Hall of Fame.
I heard it's fun.
Because that's where they have the trophies. Like the other ones kind of.
Oh, the ones that they haven't won? Or...
Yeah, those exact ones, man.
Okay.
Those exact ones. Yeah, even Austin. I think Austin may just have like
Oh, they don't have a
Copa
trophy case.
Tejas,
Yeah,
but
that's
even
all they have. I was looking it up today because I was arguing with some people. I need to make sure they didn't have any.
No, they don't
Yeah,
have any
no,
trophy
they
cases.
don't.
I've been there a couple times. I think I went to I've been to Q2 like 3-4 times already. I haven't seen a trophy case in the whole place.
It's a beautiful stadium, though. I'll give them props for that. I really like that stadium. It's well done. I don't know if you got to go into the store that they have. I mean, that store is really nice. A lot of the gear that they sell, I told the guys, I mean, man, if the Dynamo had half of this, I'll go broke. Take my money, right? Like, I mean, it's just they do a good job. They're your rivals and all, but you really have to look at the things that they do well and the things you want mirrored or close to copied in a lot of the fan stuff that they have to offer. But anyways, I know somebody probably just heard me say gives Austin some props and they're like already like unfollowed us everywhere. But it's like you just have to. It's a thing, right? I think it's important to kind of see that and kind of put that pressure on the team to do better in those aspects that you expect. But anything else you want to share about that trip, Madeline? PG-13 at this point?
No, nothing. Well, you were talking about like being an away fan. I would say like the fans, they started fighting with the Austin mascot. That was probably the best part. Is the Dynamo was down 2-0 and the Austin mascot came up to our section just to start stuff. So Dynamo fans started chanting not nice things. And then he starts doing like 2-0. And we were like, come on. And then in that moment is when Jack scored the penalty. So then stuff got water bottles thrown also. And then these poor like families who just got like, and it's expensive to sit up there. Like it was $50 for nosebleeds. And so I like those people paid good money to be in that section, didn't know we were going to be there, and then are getting water and curse words and everything thrown at them. And then they were like videoing us at one point, like we were the zoo. That's what they were doing. They were like videoing us. That was fun. But yeah, that was like a cool moment, fighting with the mascot and then Jack scoring at the same time.
You're the bad guy. You're the bad guy.
The attraction.
Let's go ahead and move into the next game coming up. August 17th is going to be a busy day. I was going to say busy day for Bayou City Soccer, because Dynamo are playing, Dash are playing, and D2 are all playing the same day. Good thing that they're all kind of like scaled a little bit in the times. But I mean, Vancouver is the best team currently in the West. We saw them recently come to Shell Energy Stadium and knock the teeth out of the Dynamo that really needed a win, and they just couldn't get it done, right? So expect another crazy game. Not super late of a game here, 8 p.m. I think we're used to seeing this game being at 9. those MLS after
Oh,
dark games
they're
get
tough, bro.
crazy. You go to bed, with the game being 1-0, you fall asleep, and then you wake up to like a 5-4 game.
You respawn and
It
you're like, where did this game go 3-2, bro? It was just 0-0.
Yeah, and so just talking about the current form, Vancouver, they one thing that I added, I never really added like a mid-game week, but they do actually have a Wednesday game for the Canadian Championship. So I added it
Nice.
because in theory, could that affect the game on the weekend? Of course, right? Because that Canadian Championship is important for Whitecaps because
It's a
it's the
semifinal.
easiest way to get into the Champions Cup. So international play, you want to get in. Forge is not an easy team. They've actually made it themselves one time getting this cup. Yes, sir.
No, I'm just saying it's a semifinal for the Canadian Cup, and then on the other side you have Vancouver FC playing Atletico Ottawa. Ottawa. So it would be funny if
Vancouver against Vancouver.
yeah, that would be interesting.
That'd
But
be
so
that.
first they got to get through Forge. So
Yeah, and so over the weekend, San Jose did beat Vancouver 2-1, and then Vancouver beat Sporting Kansas City 3-0, and then tied against San Diego. Those are the last 4 games that they played. I guess just yeah. There was no leagues because for Vancouver either. I guess. Um, yeah, so again, a good team. We know how good they are. I put the starting lineup here, but we know it by heart. I mean, Berhalter did some work. Ben White as well when they played here in Houston. They're just a very well-rounded team. The only another good thing here is Ocampo was red carded. Ocampo was just the instigator that game. The game recently here in Houston, and I think if it wasn't because of him that kind of threw off some of the players for the Dynamo, it it wouldn't not been as single sided or one sided as it was. But yeah, what are your thoughts, Madeline, for this match? We'll start with you before we get into Chris and his divination. Just how are you feeling? Hey, shouldn't you be in bed?
yeah, he took a nap, so
Yeah.
he's gonna stay up till 2.
It sounds like fun, man.
Right.
So yeah,
Oh,
Matt.
yeah, I think Mueller in his interview said this would be the game that he starts, so that will be interesting. I didn't watch his interview. I don't pay attention to that, but my friend from Germany obviously is very excited that he's coming to MLS, and so yeah, she told me that it would be that game, and I was like, wait, I think Dynamo play them then, so that will be interesting if he starts or if he's a sub or what happens there and how he can break through the Dynamo back line.
It's gonna be the Madeline Derby.
Yeah.
Dude, no kidding. I was thinking about that earlier too. About I'm like, did Mueller already play? And obviously, Son came in and he got playing time pretty quickly with LAFC. So,
And got a PK.
And what? Sorry.
He got a PK.
Oh yes. And so now Thomas Mueller. Oh man, that's gonna be a fun match. Kind of like it adds something, right? Because obviously it's gonna be. I'm sure they're gonna make a little party for him, if he does play or not.
It's gonna be sold out for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
I hate.
That was my favorite match their last season for the 4-3 where Dynamo were up and then down and then up. That was my favorite match up until the final game, Galaxy, when Stara scored. That was the banger. But that was my favorite one.
Steris.
I remember, and I was trying to look it up real fast and FOPMA, but I remember that it has happened a few times that in 2023 the Dynamo went to Vancouver and got killed 6-2. And I remember that that game happens and then they come here that September in 2023 and the Dynamo win 4-1. And when they played last year in July, the communication, shout out to Jack Holmes, he reaches out and he's like, man, I know it's a late game, hopefully we can have you there. And my thing was like, hey man, it's gonna be another crazy 7-game goal. I texted him that and it ended up being a 7-game goal. So it's one of those that you really don't know what to expect with this Vancouver and Houston rivalry. And you know what, I'm here for it. No matter if they win or lose, chances are high that you're
You'll
gonna
see
catch some
goals.
goals.
Yes.
You'll see some goals, man. But Christian, what is your orange divination, man?
Damn. I guess an easy one would be there's gonna be more than 2 goals. But the one that I was thinking about, because since I talked about Jack McGlynn and I talked about him not being consistent enough, his we're gonna use FootMob for this one. His average right now is 7.5. Last game against Austin, he was a 9.3, obviously with 2 goals. So I'm gonna say that his rating at the end of the game, him not being super consistent, is gonna be less than his average, which is 7.5.
That's not
Which
bad.
is it's not good
Yeah,
in, in the great scope of things, but I'm hoping that I'm completely wrong and he has a great game and he scores a hat trick. But the thing is, like, he's not really consistent, and
yeah,
it's so sad.
yeah. This game, like I said,
And
is
he's our
so
best player, so that tells you everything.
yeah. It's crazy because I think there's a lot of things that kind of don't get talked about enough, whether it be the turf field giving issues or all this things that you ask the coach or you ask the player, they're gonna say like, we're professionals, we're gonna get it done. But you always do see that being that home field advantage of some sort always definitely is something to take really in mind. I would love to see goals. I think that the first game that we saw Ponce play was against Vancouver, if I'm not mistaken, and you could see that even with the field being so crappy in the sense of like a field that you don't see the Dynamo play often in that artificial turf, he was running. His speed was good. His pressure was good. Now the size of the field, it looks like a little smaller size. Just I don't know the actual dimensions, but it just seems like it makes it a faster paced game and creates that chaos that turns into a lot of goals. So, being that the team is first place, I mean, we've seen the Dynamo beat a first place team in the Western Conference, so it's not a thing that is out of the realm of possibility of seeing the Dynamo get all 3 points here. But trying to stay relatively, yeah. I'm gonna be pessimistic here. I'm gonna say that they lose 2-1, but I really would love to see them get a big result because they really need it, and especially the way that they were able to get that boost of morale against Austin. I think that it could be like we're back here on Monday, and I'm saying like, wow, the Dynamo won 3-2. Look at that, right, Madeline?
Yeah. I think 3-2 would be a good score line. Dynamo winning that. That would be my prediction. 3-2 Dynamo.
There you go. Who's scoring those goals? Give me 3 goals
Ooh.
scored. Hat trick by huh? That's what we're going with.
I don't know. I think Anali can get one.
I would love
That's
to see
doable.
them.
Or an assist. He could get an assist. Or Jack. I wanted Jack Banger from outside the box like he was doing earlier in the season. He hasn't done that since Gold Cup. It's like he gets nervous on the ball now. He won't shoot when there's open pass. That's what it feels like. He feels like he's nervous sometimes outside.
He's quietly becoming the goal scorer, right? Obviously, he had it 2, but I think last time, let me see, I had it here. I think he had 3 goals, so now he's bumped it up to 5 goals. So, Ponce has 7. So, yeah.
And Griffin can score one, I think, if they can pass one.
Griffin really needs to score one. He needs
if he
one.
can, I mean, I think he can score. He just has to shoot.
Yeah.
He doesn't shoot.
There's
Son of a
something
gun.
there.
He just won't shoot. I think he has a bet against himself or something. Like, there's no way you can get to the box that many times and not take a damn shot. I mean, or he just loves Ponce or whoever's on the other side that he wants to feed him. But I think I did put Griffin Dorsey as my assist. Like, he's gonna have the most assist or whatever. And
he has 4 so far, so
I want to take it back, and I want to say that Griffin is gonna be the score or the golden boot. Maybe he's not shooting because he listens to me. And by me saying that he's going to win the golden boot, he probably starts shooting.
You're a bad influence here, clearly.
Hey, I apologize, Griff. Please shoot.
Maybe, yeah.
He's so nice, too.
Yeah. He is, but I think we are going to be a little bit everywhere here. Chris, did you give a result that you're thinking? I know Madeline said 3-2 win.
Damn,
I said 2-1. What are you thinking? Another draw? Make it the
Yeah,
Dynamo again.
2-2
There you go.
again. 2-2. Why
That's
not?
You know what? Let's see. One of us has to hit, right?
Mm.
Win, lose, draw.
Win, lose,
So
draw. Yeah.
we'll talk about it next week. But before we finish up, man, we're doing good time. We're about to hit an hour. Hopefully, we don't go too long. I just want to add D2 information here. I
They
know
got
Chris. Yeah, they were sacrificed for the Dynamo to get some points, man. But the one thing is, they did announce Nicolas Ramos. He started the game and it didn't go well because clearly defense struggled. They end up losing at home 4-0 against
Sheesh.
Monarchs. They will be playing, and this is incorrect. I did not change it, did I? Or Austin FC2? I feel that was wrong.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, children. It's supposed to be Sporting Kansas City. That's what they're playing. Sporting Kansas City too.
Yeah, I just went to Austin.
Yeah, and that's why they're playing at 12. I believe the Dasher playing at 5, and then the Dynamo play at 8. So if you guys want to spend the whole day watching Houston soccer and you have the time for it, there you go. You can watch every single game there is for them. But that's all the news regarding the teams that we're going to talk about today. Obviously, shout out to Orange and Blueprints. They'll be going live on Wednesday night, and probably on Thursday you'll get a Movimiento Naranja. I won't be available for that. Then in that case, it would be David by himself unless Chris shows up. And then shout out to Encanchados. I'll be there tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. This is my last one before Cesar comes back. So he reminded me that I was like, "Hey, are you still gonna be?" Yes, yes. I put it in the calendar. I try to make it if it makes the calendar. That's what we try to do here. But anything else we want to? You guys have that we didn't mention regarding anything we talked about so far before we get into a quick hot seat lightning round for our friend Madeline.
Actually, let me plug something of myself. I'm gonna be selfish here, but as you guys know, I always start and finish a lot of things, but I don't finish a lot of things. That's what I meant to say. But this week I'm starting a new adventure, a new thing, a new passion project that I've spent a lot of hours kind of developing and kind of going with it. So if you guys be more than kind to go follow History Football Club on Instagram, and then that's going to be actually a podcast where I'm going to be picking a team every 2 weeks. That's how it's going to drop, and I'm basically go through the whole story of a club. So I have 3 clubs already in the bank that I've done hours and hours of freaking like studying and going through a lot of different things and putting recording, put a thing together, and just a lot of stuff that I'm not good at. So hopefully it turns out really good. I like it. The people that I've shown, they liked it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. But yeah, History Football Club, you can actually, the episode wasn't supposed to drop till Friday, but it's actually out there live right now. So you guys can go listen to it if you want to. It's the Barcelona one. They're usually about an hour long, so it is a long time, but it is because I spend a lot of time like reading to them, and some of these teams have like 100 years of history, so it's kind of hard to kind of take some stuff out, leave some stuff in, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. And yeah,
I can't wait for a Dynamo one, man. Do the Dynamo
it's
one.
gonna be 3 seconds.
20 year history, 25-year history, however long.
I mean, just to let you know, like Celtic right now, I'm doing a Celtic. I have to record Celtic, and they have won over 100 trophies in their history. So, you can't really name every single one of them, but you kind of have to pick and choose which ones you. But the whole theme of the whole show basically is soccer and history. Those are my 2 passions. So I kind of try to mix them up with like politics and just different things that happen all around the world that made those clubs what they are and who they are and stuff like that. So
sweet. I saw it drop. I know that 442, it looks like it expired already. So
it expired, yeah.
This should be a good one, man. I'll listen, especially because Barcelona is my team, so I'll listen to it. Yeah, but before we let everybody go, and Madeline, thank you so much for joining us. Like we mentioned, you came into the Bayou City Soccer Group. You understood the assignment, and you've been doing really, really fantastic work. I'm happy that fans, for the most part, want to talk and give their perspective. to you, and you're doing a really good job. You try to make pretty much every game as well. So I think it just makes a lot of sense that because you are there, because you are a suffering fan and a happy fan, it
You're
depends on the
one of
match, right?
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're there, and it can get the perspective from fans. But I told you guys we haven't really done this in a bit. I think Edson was the last one that answered this hot seat uh, HDFC Lightning round, but I forgot to ask you if you follow all three teams or if you just stick to the Dynamo. I mean, obviously they do take a lot of time. They do take a lot of time.
Okay, I watched the last Dynamo 2 match, I think. No, not the Salt Lake one, but the one before that. I watched that one. And
Okay.
then Dash, when it's a big game, I'll watch. I went
Yeah.
to whatever the Pride one was, San
Mm.
Diego. I went to San Diego recently. I think that was my first Dash game.
Okay. All right. So yeah, these questions are pretty easy, I would say. Just trying to get an idea of your fandom. And if you don't have an answer, you don't have to answer. But we'll start here. We'll start pretty easy. Favorite Dynamo kit. I guess you know what? Before you answer that, just ask you how long have you been a Dynamo fan and what got you into
Give us
Dynamo
give
fan?
us a
That would be a
background
good
story.
perspective. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
So I think it's been 2 years, right? 23, 2 years, yeah. And it's because I started watching during the 22 World Cup, and then I was living in Oklahoma at the time. Obviously, no MLS team there, and so I had Kansas City, but I wasn't. I don't know. I didn't vibe with Kansas City a whole bunch. Even though my cousin, it's like a family rivalry. My cousins are big Kansas City fans. But my dad got a job here in Houston, and so I was so excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's Houston Dynamo!" So I started following them before we even moved. We moved like probably 3 or 4 months after, but I was already watching at the time. And then my like first trip, I drove the 8 hours here by myself, and like woke up at like 7 a.m. the next day and just went to Shell, and like it wasn't open or anything, and I just like stood outside, and I was like, "Wow." And so
That's
yeah,
awesome.
since then, so 23.
Wow.
OKC, I remember OKC Energy was the most recent team because I don't think OKC Energy exists anymore. Do you remember which team
Right
USL team
now, it's
they may
Tulsa
have?
FC or FC
Those
Tulsa. Those are
okay,
two.
okay, yeah. I just remember OKC. I had a friend that actually played for Energy, and I remember they had like a green looking kit. That's all I remember. It was ugly. I was like,
Tulsa has
really?
good kits.
Yeah, they do.
They
They're
have
like
like the
black and gold.
black. They're black and gold. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
can be
they had some like third kit that was really good. I thought about ordering.
USL teams have really good kids.
I
Hmm.
agree. I agree. Especially because I think they can do whoever, right? I don't think they're really like Puma or Adidas or anything like that. It's whoever you can get sponsorship because I
Yeah.
think like obviously like MLS is all Adidas, the NWSL is all Nike, so it all kind of depends. Let's see. I knew it. Edson saying R.I.P. OKC Energy Green. Former Dynamo and Torres, Eric. Yes, I remember Eric Bird played for Tulsa. I wanted to see if
Eric
OKC
Bird.
had a soccer team, but it is no, I don't know. Okay. Anyways, all right, let's go to the questions real quick. I don't know why I did that. All right. So yeah, favorite Dynamo kid at this point.
Um,
Only 2 years, so I mean, feel free, man. There you
Yeah.
can recent
Probably.
recent bias works fine here.
Okay, but like I like the Tequila Sunrise one.
Yes, yes. I think that's
Good
top.
answer. Good answer. Good
That's
answer.
top. All
Yeah,
right, let's go with favorite Dash player right now.
Avery Patterson.
Good pick. Good pick. Solid. Dream signing for the Dynamo. I guess in a perfect world, right? Go
I
big
was
or go
on.
home.
Dead or alive?
You
I'm
have
just
to
kidding.
play, man. You can't play if you're dead.
I mean, nowadays we could throw a dead legend in there.
Okay. Oh, this one's hard. I would say Bernardo Silva. That's my favorite player,
I
Bernardo
like
Silva.
that. I like that. All
Oh, we
right.
forgot. She's one of those.
Yeah, it's okay. Everybody, no one's perfect. No one's perfect. Orange, space blue, or purple.
Orange.
There you go. Favorite Dash kid.
The
Which one?
purple one, the new one.
Dude, that is the
I need to
best
get that
kid
one. It's
ever.
so
That
good.
I don't have any. That's my only Dash jersey that I have. Yeah, that's the only Dash jersey. And I only bought it because I really, really, really like that one.
Yeah.
The white one with the little stars is really nice too.
That one was not bad
Oh,
either.
the white one with the blue.
Yes,
That's
yes,
dope.
I know what you're talking about. They try to do the blue, whatever it called.
Yeah, love you blue.
Love you blue. That's what it was. Austin or Dallas? I mean, you just kind of went through this, but who's more annoying?
But probably Austin right now. I have like a couple of Dynamo like TikToks up, and they're all in the comments acting like they have anything to talk about. So they've been annoying me the most.
I like that. Favorite Dynamo player right now?
Artur.
Nice, nice. All right. Toughest opponent for the Dynamo. Obviously, we know the rivalries. Uh, you can always go Austin, Dallas, Sporting Kansas City is another big one, but just in general, toughest opponent for the Dynamo.
Seattle. Have you ever coached an away game in Seattle?
I love that. We're clipping this
We
here.
need to make that a shirt, bro.
That
Why haven't we made a
absolutely,
shirt out of that?
absolutely. That
Have
was
you
that
ever?
was.
That's gonna be legendary.
Yeah, we got to bring that here.
Should we say the context or no?
Everybody knows. I think, but yeah, feel
It's
free.
out there, right?
Feel free.
But basically, the whole story behind that is Rudy asked Ben Olsen a question about the game that the Dynamo played at Seattle, and the answer that he got from Ben Olsen was a bitchy. Have you coached?
It was great. It was funny because it went around
Oh,
social
God.
media. Everybody was just complaining about it, and I was just like,
Yeah.
that's a good answer. Like, what
mean,
can I do? I'm never
it's a-
coaching.
what are those questions that like you have the answer for? What are those called? Rhetorical questions?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I think that's why Ben is probably my favorite manager that we've had here so far, and quite a bit. He's fun like that. All right, let's go ahead and finish this off here. And I obviously deleted it, so here it goes. Favorite Diesel costume. So he tends to change. I don't know if you've been here long enough to see him kind of dress up as different things, but we get the Santa, the leprechaun sometimes, and the one that he is like, a rapper. He has grills.
Yeah,
I mean, there's
yeah.
plenty others, but guess your favorite one.
Probably the rapper, the grills.
Yeah, they do a good job with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can't hate it too much. But finish this one off.
Yep.
Favorite Dynamo and Dash player of all time. We'll go with.
Okay. Dynamo, Stu Holding, because I met him recently at the Gold Cup, and he was really nice. And obviously, he has some history with the club or whatever. And Dash, I don't know a lot of the Dash players, so I guess I'll just go Avery Patterson again because I haven't paid
She's
attention.
gonna be a legend by the
Yeah.
time she retires. She's gonna play for the Dash like 20 years, make the playoffs 2 years. You never know. I mean,
This is gonna age well. It's gonna age well.
Yeah, we're gonna exactly. It's gonna be it. But man, thank you once again, Madeline, for joining us. You are always welcome to come to the show, talk anything that is happening with the club. So don't be a stranger. Again, we really appreciate all the content that you've helped us create, and get people talking. That's what we like to hear. Have you enjoyed doing that? Is that something that you've done in the past, like being able to talk to some people and whatnot?
No, but it's something I had looked at doing for a long time. Like obviously entering college, I had thought about like maybe a sports marketing, sports communication, whatever. I'm not going that route anymore, but it's been fun to kind of play along with it. So yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Awesome. No, it's great. Anything you want to tell Madeline, Chris, or you want to go ahead and feel like it's time to shut this down, man?
No, yeah, as a fan, it's awesome to see other fans and like how passionate they are. So, as a person that doesn't go to every game because life, I appreciate you being there every game. Sometimes I feel like I'm part of the club, part of the team, and I love when fans take the time of the day, take their money, take everything that they do, and spend it there just because I feel like they share the same passion that I do. So as a fellow passionate member of this sad group of Dynamo fans that we are, I want to say thank you from the club I guess.
It's a support. It's a support
Yeah,
group.
It's a support group.
This is
My name
where
is Christian, and I am a Dynamo fan.
right? Absolutely, man. But yeah, great show. Hope to do it again next Monday. Hopefully,
So damn, are you killing us?
no, I was gonna say hopefully, like in good spirits. That's
Oh
what I was
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
go with. No,
You're,
not
you're,
we're
you're
definitely
hoping for
doing the
too
show,
much,
but
bro.
like depends, right? Depends. I mean, we'll be happy. We'll talk. We'll talk about nonsense that picks up everybody's mood all the time.
Yeah.
So, even if the Dynamo lose 10-0, you have to show up. You have to show up.
I'll find a story here.
You find a story. But Chris, man, tell the people how they can connect with us, man.
Yes, the website is BayouCitySoccer.net. That's where you're gonna find everything and anything that we do here at Bayou City Soccer. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, X. Yeah, you know them. Yeah, the social medias.
Threads, TikTok. There's a TikTok out there.
There's a TikTok. Go find it.
There's
I don't know
nothing there,
what's going on
but
over
it's there. It
It's
exists.
there. It's coming, but it's there. And then don't forget to support the people that support us. Ugly Guppy at uglyguppy.com. We got soccer at wegotsoccer.com, and Elotes Bravos at Elotes Bravos on Instagram. Cheap plug for me, History Football Club. Go ahead and follow that too. And go to Bayou City Soccer, BayouCitySoccer.net, where Houston soccer lives.
Great job. I give you everybody a 20 out of 10. Y'all did fantastic. And
Thanks,
with that, thank you. The chat wasn't super active. Maybe they were still in Austin partying it up after 2-2. But thank you guys for listening, and don't forget to hold it down and keep it forever orange. Peace.